I want to emphasize the point on the success of Zack Snyder's Justice League in China. Particularly, I'm going to be looking at Migu Video, which is a streaming service in China. Above is Zack Snyder's Justice League, and below it is Justice League, the theatrical version. When we look at the theatrical version of Zack Snyder's Justice League, it has a rating of 7.5 points out of 10. It has had 879,000 plays. In other words, wasn't much of a big hit. Now let's look at Zack Snyder's Justice League. It is rated much higher, 9.6 out of 10, which is really good. Minutes really means points, okay? And, oh my God, 250 million plays, where the theatrical version couldn't even crack a million. As featured movies, which are heavily recommended right now on this service, which is a major streaming service in China, Zack Snyder's Justice League is among the highly recommended entertainment. In terms of films, it comes up in the most viewed and highly rated films currently featured on the streaming service's opening page. So if we move across to Hollywood, here, Marvel's huge in Japan. Avengers Endgame, which is the second highest grossing comic book movie of all time, behind Avatar. It had a massive debut and a massive performance in China. As you can see, rated 9.5. Zack Snyder's Justice League, just a little bit above it. Endgame, rated 9.5 points out of 10. And a massive 240 million plays. Endgame is, or at least was, the most successful comic book movie, Hollywood comic book movie on the streaming service until Zack Snyder's Justice League, which got no promotion from Warner Brothers Pictures. None in China. Blew it away. Avengers Endgame also has a Mandarin version. So not just a version with English and you have the translation in Chinese. No, they have a Mandarin version. And even with all of that and all the good promotion and all the studio behind it, at least in terms of streaming, even with all the records it's made, Zack Snyder's Justice League is doing better than it. Bottom line. What are you doing, Warner Brothers? What are you doing, AT&T, standing passively on the sidelines? Get Warner Brothers to put this thing in theaters, or get HBO Max to put this thing in theaters in China as soon as possible. Way before the end of the year. This is my bottom line point. Don't let this opportunity escape you. It's still in front of you. Take it while it's fresh. What it does is it will give you profit. And you might be able to cover all your losses with Justice League and Batman v Superman. You might be able to cover all those losses. But Avengers Endgame did over $2 billion worth of business. And Zack Snyder's Justice League, the very first Justice League movie, might be able to come somewhere close to that, or even more. So those people who are keeping this back from happening and tried to block Zack Snyder from putting stuff into China have made a fatal mistake. And you need to remove them, AT&T. You need to do it for your investors' sake, because they're crippling your company. You guys should be trying to find ways to make the Atom movie. That's going to have a huge appeal to the Chinese. It's probably why they came out even to support Zack Snyder's Justice League so heavily, because it's a Chinese actor that's playing Ryan Choi. I mean, how much more do you need? Because Zack said that the movie would be in Chinese and we would have to look at the translation of it. But the point is, that's awesome. You've got two red hot properties on your hands. You have Justice League that the Chinese will take. If Justice League Part 2 comes, the Chinese is going to, you got them. Especially if Ryan Choi is in it. Then you've got the Atom movie with a Chinese actor. Everything in Chinese, happening in China. How could you miss the boat so tremendously right now? But you still have the opportunity to amend and make amends for this boo-boo. But AT&T needs to put their foot down, kick out people who are not very productive, and replace them with people that they think are productive and that will go with the program. We can have the Hamadaverse and we can have the Snyderverse. I have never said to get rid of the Hamadaverse, and you'll never hear me say that. Walter Hamada wants to execute his plan, let him execute his plan. But do not close the door on the Snyderverse. Now, there was a trending event for the air cut, but I think a lot of people in our movement missed the boat on what really should be the issue right now, because they got distracted by Warner Brothers spin, where they did the Black Superman nonsense, and then they came out and listen. What we need to be focused on as a Snyder Cut family is on seeing Zack Snyder's Justice League in cinemas this year. That should be our ultimate focus. Obviously, we're still going to be doing our hashtags restore the air cut. Of course, that's the next thing. But the focus should be on putting pressure on Warner Brothers, AT&T, HBO Max, Warner Media, and any of the Warner ancillary bodies to ensure that we get Zack Snyder's Justice League in theaters. I know that the executives of Warner Brothers, certain ones of them, didn't want Zack Snyder to put his movie out in China. But this here is hardcore evidence that it must happen. Don't miss the boat again, AT&T. And do not just aptly and passively sit in the background and allow Warner Brothers to run the company down into the ground. These executives. You need to get rid of Toby Emmerich if he's blocking and impeding, and replace him with someone who can work together with you hand in hand. And if Ann Sarnoff is not willing to play ball either, get rid of her and replace her with somebody who's competent, but at the same time, somebody who can play ball with AT&T. Because the investors of AT&T are going to suffer if this continues like how it is. This is a tremendous miss. This is a tremendous mistake they have made. They constantly make bloopers and try to cover their trails. And they try to do spin in the media. The investors for AT&T need to know what's really going on and need to take action. I am Disciple. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and you can also donate via Western Union or MoneyGram. I'm out. Peace.